Nice. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do a leg day. We are currently 3 days into a bit of a cut. We're, at our heaviest, we weighed about 95. The goal is 85. Yeah, we're just going to see how long that takes. I think it'll probably maybe 2-3 months, depending on how hectically we cut our food and how much cardio we can get in. But we're going to check weights today. So I said earlier, the heaviest weight was 95. So let's see now. 93.3. Nice. I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. I'd like to, if possible, lose about a kg a week, but that is a little bit extreme. So basically, a kg I think is around 7,000 calories. So in order to lose a kg a week, that means you'd be 1,000 calories below your maintenance a day, which is quite extreme. But I mean, when I was bulking and training and stuff, I was eating 3,500 calories. So to eat 2,500 calories, even 2,000, it's still a decent amount of food. So we're just gonna monitor it as we keep going, and we'll see how we go. There's also a bit of a learning thing as well, because I haven't done a proper cut by myself without a coach, ever. So this also for me is just to learn how like my body works and just to experience it by myself as well. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, cool. So as we said before, we're doing legs. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little anxious for leg days for a little while now, just because I've been struggling to actually get through it without wanting to vomit. But luckily our last leg day, we did get through pretty easily. So I think we should be fine this week. Yeah. Also, we're kind of changing training just a little bit because we're cutting. So obviously, when you are in a calorie deficit, you have less energy. So if you don't change your workout, I feel like you will definitely suffer a bit. So, but it's not huge changes. All we've done is just removed a few exercises, and instead of doing 4 sets, 1 warm-up and 3 working sets, we've dropped it to 3 sets with 1 warm-up, 2 working sets. And I'm actually enjoying that quite a lot. I might make that a permanent thing, but we'll see. Cool, so the goal with this is to get a bit more of a quad bias. And to do that, when it comes to any leg press or any squat on a machine, all you gotta do is just bring your feet lower on whatever platform it has. If you want more of a glute and hamstring bias, you just bring your feet higher. It's just a little trick like that. So if you look here, so my feet are all the way at the bottom of the platform here. But if you wanted to get more of a glute and hamstring, you'd literally just bring your feet up there, and it would line up the weight on your body in a way that makes the emphasis more on your hamstrings and glutes. It's physics, it's torque, a bit of science jargon that not everyone will understand. So just for this one, you're gonna have to trust me. Okay, cool. Just warming up. 8 reps. Let's do this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing I have been enjoying about doing less sets is I feel more locked in for the sets that I actually am working in. So since I know, cool, it's just this set and 1 more set, I'm like, okay, cool, I have to get as much out of it as I possibly can. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been preaching for the last few weeks, guys. It's training to failure. I think if you're doing too many sets, you're not going to be able to reach that point in failure because you're going to be like, oh wait, I have more sets to do, so let me save some in the tank, which is not what you want to do. Lab. Okay. Whew. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's what I was talking about, because I know I only got one more set after this. I'm like, cool, gotta leave it all on the floor. Alright. Nice. That didn't feel as bad. Okay, so we're gonna try something a little different now. I saw this exercise on a Jeff Nippard video. It's basically a straight leg deadlift, but you do it on like a row machine. So it's still the same cues as before. Make sure to bend at the hips, keep the back straight. Whenever you do any form of deadlift, any form of hip hinge movement, you never want to bend the back like that, at least not with a lot of load. So again, the goal is to keep the back straight and to feel the hamstrings and glutes, and we'll see how we feel. I'm gonna start with warm up 60 kilograms and then go up from there. It's definitely interesting. I am definitely feeling my glutes and hamstrings a bit, but I also do feel my back, and I think maybe it's me, because I normally do rows. So normally when I do this machine, it's like, okay, cool, gotta get that stretch. So now it's trying to maybe tease myself out of that, because also a big cue you need when you're doing deadlifts is locking in the lats. Because a big thing that happens is when you're here doing that, and you don't want to do that because that's just going to bring all the load on your back like this. So usually lock the lats in, and it keeps your torso nice and secure. But yeah, we're gonna load it up and see if we can actually get some nice glutes and hammy activation. I don't like it. Well, we'll finish it off today, but honestly, I don't really recommend it. It's just, it's weird, and I'm not feeling a whole bunch of, like, as much ham and glute activation as I would like. You will, whenever you do any form of deadlift or hip hinge, feel your lower back, your spinal erectors, because that's its job to help with the hip hinge. That's normal, but it's not enough hamstring for me. I think you're much better off doing a normal RDL or a normal deadlift or something like that. I wouldn't do this. Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, so we're gonna try a wider grip, see if it can maybe help us lock in our lats a bit more, maybe feel a bit more hammies. We'll see what happens. Going a little lighter. Yeah. While a little bit better, still not my favorite. I think you're better off just doing the traditional stuff, your deadlifts, your RDLs. Yeah. Okay, so me and Rowan are gonna go play some indoor footy tonight. We're talking about when is the best time to do any form of high intensity cardio after legs. And in my opinion, anything like within, I'd say, 72 hours after training legs, you're in for some trouble. At least if you're training your legs properly. Because like DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, that's the stiffness you feel after training. When you the next day you wake up and your legs are just shaky and you're walking like a granny, that's DOMS. That is usually what you experience short, 24 to 72 hours after. Usually immediately after you just feel tired. But if you do high intensity cardio straight after a leg day, while you don't have DOMS, you're kind of just going to increase the intensity of DOMS afterwards. So let's see what happens. We're gonna play soccer anyway because footy is life. Okay, so we're gonna do some calf raises. We go pretty heavy today. We'll usually alternate between, lower reps but higher weight, and then higher reps but lower weight. Both is good, especially for calves, which is a very, what is it called? I forget the word. Bro, I can't remember what the word is. Training. No, not pelvic floor muscles. That's great. No, I meant training. That's my Google search. That's gonna be crazy. What's it called? Not lasting long. That's what Google goes to. To train your pelvic floor is wild.
2,000 years later.
The word I was looking for is endurance. And now Google wants to know if my pelvic floor is strong enough. That's wild. Okay, so anyway, I was saying, your calves are muscles which have quite high endurance because you use them for walking. So sometimes to train them with a high rep count can be beneficial. Okay, so we're doing calf raises. We really want to emphasize the stretch. Drop your heel as low as you can and then explode up, really squeezing the calves as you come up. If it gets heavy and you can only do half reps, do the bottom half of the movement where you're at your most lengthened to the middle. If it gets to a point where you can't complete a full rep. My calves are pretty strong. I was a football player, I was an academy player, so I think that's the reason why my legs, honestly, as much as they're not the biggest, at least in my opinion, they are definitely a lot stronger than the rest of my body. So, let's do this thing. But since I've started cutting, my belt fits me better. Before I'd have to squeeze into it. Now it's snug. Okay. Nice. That one, it didn't burn as much, but I definitely felt that reaching that point of failure, the muscles nope, got nothing left. So that's good. It's very good. So my problem with the science-based community is they'll look at whatever the most recent study is about whatever, and they won't look at the whole context of it. They'll take one graph or take, 30% of the people got this result, and they'll just stick to that and say, this is how you explode your biceps. You twiddle your fingers a little, and then mind-muscle connection. But they don't look at the whole paper. First of all, they don't look at who did it, because if you look at things, especially in regards to like protein shakes and supplements and stuff like that, always check who does the paper, because if it's some supplement company did the study on supplements, obviously they're going to skew the results. There's going to be biases. Also, the big thing when doing studies and it comes to different populations, women above the age of 60, men below the age of 20, adolescents, even people from different countries have different genetics and different physical qualities, which will affect the results of the study. And a lot of the science-based community, they don't look at these things. They don't take everything into consideration, which is really why I think you need to look at like top coaches and people who walk the walk. Like sports and gym science is one of those things where I would take anecdotal evidence over the scientific evidence. By anecdotal, I mean, you know, the people who've experienced stuff. Like if you look at top coaches and stuff. Like I remember Chris Bumstead's coach, he talked about muscle maturity and people clowned him like muscle maturity is not a thing. I'm like, the guy's a freaking, he's won so many athletes, so many Miss Olympias. I think he knows what he's talking about. Anyway, we're doing leg extensions. We've kind of hit all our compound movements. So now we're just gonna do some accessories, kind of just nail the quads because that's one of the main things I want to grow. Yeah, cool. The seat was in the sun, so now my bum's warm. Okie dokie. For this, to get a bit more stretch, either move however your machine works, just make the seat a bit longer. So you're leaning a bit back like that. You'll be in a more stretched position, which will also make you a little bit stronger, which is neat. So you can load more weight, feel a bit more of a stretch, which all just helps with quad development. Okay, let's do this thing. Ah. Okay, don't lift off the seat. Nice. That was good. That was good. I think people overemphasize time under tension. Look, controlling the weight on the way down is good, but there have been multiple studies that have looked into the effects of time under tension, and the results showed that on the eccentric, the coming down, the stretching part of the exercise, so for example, bicep curls, when you're coming down, that's the eccentric. Any longer than 2 seconds, there aren't really any benefits. If anything, it can actually decrease gains because the main thing you want is mechanical tension. There is a difference between time under tension and mechanical tension. Mechanical tension is when your muscles reach that point of failure. The more mechanical tension, the more development in your muscle. That's the main thing. So yes, control it on the way down. Don't let the weight drop. Okay, we're not gonna ego lift out here, okay? But just bring it up and down with control. That's all you need to do. Focus on mechanical tension, focus on reaching failure. That's the big thing. So we're back on our favorite machine. You know, face down, bum up. Yeah, we did this last time. I'm not gonna say all the things I said last time. If you want that, go to the first video on this channel. It is kind of funny. Okay, but anyway. Ah! Yay! Ah! Why is this a workout? Ah! Oh man, this machine's out to get me, bro. I just took my kneecap out. Oh, okay. It's as of the time of recording, it's the 9th of April. Like my birthday just passed. Both myself and Rowan, we're 24 now, bro. Oh, our age is getting serious. Rowan's already has ankle pain. Next is gonna be his knees and his hips. Dude, hey, aging's not fun. I'm saying this like I'm 40 years old. But yeah, it's getting serious, getting very serious. Dude, memories. Ugh. Say, farmers who watch the weather never plant. And it's just kind of something I been living through right now. It's a scripture. It's Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4. It's a good one. And you must never wait for the perfect moment, bro. Like, say the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. And I want to add on to that, the worst time to start is tomorrow. Because tomorrow never comes. Because, yeah, the amount of times I've said, I'll do it tomorrow and I never do it. Okay, you can't wait for things to be perfect. You can't wait till you're motivated. If you're asking yourself, how do I stay motivated? You don't want it enough. You gotta look for something else, man. Because you need to be able to say to yourself every day, I'm going, whether I like it or not, because you know it's good for you. Instead of searching for the instant gratification, you need to learn and invest in long-term gratification. Yeah, you skipped the gym today and you gotta sleep in. But now you're missing gains, you're missing development. Versus going to the gym on the days you don't want to go, those are the days that make the difference. Yeah. Are you ready? Yo. Okay. Nice. I feel like my hamstring is almost cramped up there. Whew. Okay, so next machine. I have a special name for this one. I'm naming it after Sebastian Vettel's best car, Kinky Kylie. That's what he calls his car. Anyway, this is adductors. So the whole point is stay with me. You start with your legs spread as wide as is comfortable, and then you squeeze on the inside, holding it for a second, and then controlling out. This is good for your adductors, which is that muscle kind of on the inside there. If you look at bodybuilders, it's what gives their legs width. So it's one of those muscles, it's almost like the lats of your legs kind of thing, just filling up that space. All right, let's do this thing. Seat's hot again. Okay. Just the warm up. Dude, the warm up's getting in the machine. Whoever designed this machine, not the movement, this machine specifically, you're a freak. Because most of the time it doesn't have this extra part. So your leg isn't out like that. It's usually bent in. And it makes it easier to get in the machine. Whoever makes this machine, you're a little freak. I hope you know that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, we're in. Oh gosh. Okay, now we get out. I'm a victim, bro. There is no love of the game here. Okay? Yo. Like, buy me dinner first. So, as you saw earlier, I started at 95, I'm now at 93.3. It's only been 3 days of cutting, and that's already 1.7 kilos down. And it's not that I've cut out so much food that I'm starving myself. So I'm still eating a solid amount, bro. Like it's some people's bulk still. But what happens is when you start a cut, especially if you've been training for a while, is the first thing you'll lose is water weight. Because a lot of the foods you cut out in the beginning is your sugars, which are super simple carbs, and then also a lot of refined carbs, stuff like your pasta and your bread and that. And the full word for carb is carbohydrate. Because if you look at it on a molecular level, it's a carbon atom bonded with water molecules and a few other things. So when you cut out carbs, you're cutting out a lot of water. So in the beginning, you're going to lose a lot of water weight. So it'll be like a sudden quick spike, or so we'll go down this way, a quick spike of loss of weight, and then it will taper out a bit and be a bit less extreme. So don't get discouraged if in the beginning you lost a lot of weight and then it slows down. As long as you are making progress and losing weight, just keep doing what you're doing. The only time you may need to look at maybe doing more cardio, maybe cutting out more food, is if your weight is staying the same. And I mean for like a prolonged period, like two weeks or more kind of thing. I'm singing a very lovely song, but we will get demonetized if we play it. What's wrong? You uncomfortable? I'm not. I can do this all day. I'm lying. I can't do this all day. Okay. Okay, so now we're doing abductors. So this one is the opposite of this one. So you go out and control it in. This is quite good for glutes and also your FTL. It's a muscle which kind of starts in your hips and kind of comes in like that. It's a muscle of mine that's always given me trouble. I think it's because again, I was a bit of an athlete in high school, was a football player, and after asking a few friends as well who've played like high intensity sports like rugby and football and stuff, they also kind of deal with the same thing. So how we like to do this is you sit on the machine, lean as far forward as you can, and just try and stay in that position for as long as you can until it does start to properly hurt here, then lean back and complete it. So I'll show you what it looks like. So if we're here, we lean forward for as long as we can, come out, control in, out. It leaves your glutes in a bit more of a stretched position, which can help a bit. And then after a while, it does begin to hurt quite a bit. So we lean back and we just finish the set. 12. Cool, just like that. Cool. A big reason why I am doing this cut is because, yes, I do want to lose a bit of weight. I want to feel super lean and kind of just learn how to get myself there by myself. But a big thing is also I'm trying to practice discipline. I like to call it selective discipline, where when it comes to certain aspects of my life, I'm on it the whole time, always there showing up. But then on other aspects of my life, I'm not super disciplined. And one of the places I've struggled with discipline is eating, actually. And not specifically overeating. Like some days I'll overeat and eat whatever I want, and then some days I don't eat at all. I'm kind of that person. I can go a day without eating if I don't feel like it. I do think it would make you lose weight, but it doesn't. It just puts your body in panic mode the whole time because it has no idea what's going on. So with now doing a cut and not wanting to lose a lot of muscle mass on top of losing fat, I have to be disciplined with my eating, making sure I'm eating enough protein and getting enough calories in where, cool, we're losing fat and like the water weight and losing minimal muscle mass. Because the thing is, if you do like a super massive cut, like let's say I would do 1,000 or even 500 calories a day, you're not only going to lose fat, but you're also going to lose muscle mass and bone density as well, which is absolutely not what we want. So slow and steady is a much better way of approaching a diet versus like being super extreme and starving yourself. Okay, cool. So we're just seeing the damage so far. We're 1.3 kgs down. I definitely feel leaner. I don't know if this does show on camera. One thing is the separation of the arms. I mean, look at that, there's no pump. We haven't trained any upper body today. Maybe a little forearms, the deadlift, but other than that, no. Okay, so I was explaining earlier your adducts and how it gives you width. If you look there, see that slight curve in there? That's what we're kind of talking about and what we want to really achieve there. That's really what gives you the width. And if we look there, okay. Yeah, not bad, dude, not bad at all. Definitely feeling good. This cut definitely has me quite excited for the results, because we already start to see it, already starting to feel it, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Cool, this is not bad. I'm very excited to see, like, in a month or two's time, to see where we're at. We're definitely not getting any bigger, I don't think, during this time, but we will definitely look a lot leaner, which I'm very excited for. So, cool guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.